Peace. Ho up, everyone. Happiness over everything. Welcome to my channel. This is Goddess on Deck. You know what to expect. Real shit in real time. Nothing more, nothing less. This is today's topic, which is 5 reasons why getting 2 no's and a go is important when dating and exploring your options. Keep in mind, my self-love discovery workshop does correlate with marketing strategies. Let's go. I am the love dealer, and I learned marketing in 2014. Okay, so in marketing, it's a psychological strategy that teaches you how to basically get people to buy things that they may not need or want. However, there's strategies involved, and this is how we've been sold bullshit overall, okay, such as religion, opinions, perspectives, and so on. But here we go, starting with number 1. Number 1 is knowing when to close on a sale, okay? Closing on a potential relationship before it becomes one. Now, the reason why I use the term close is because that's the 4th step in the 5 steps to a conversation, which is a pitch. Everyone has been sold something. And so in that, you notice that the salesperson sticks to their game. They pretty much approach you the same way that they're going to approach everyone. And this is how we need to approach everyone when dating and exploring our options. Okay? But in this case, we're going to talk about knowing when to close on a sale. Now, when it comes to your relationships or just people that you are interested in, it helps you get to the definite reasons of what you will accept and won't accept. This is important in the very beginning because we must know what it is that are the red flags that we will not tolerate in certain things, because everyone is flawed, okay? However, some flaws are tolerable and some are not. Some are manageable and some are not. Yet, what I'm going to share with you is that these steps will help you understand that it's totally okay to let people go as early as possible. Much like in sales, right? You ever dealt with someone that is, if you've done sales before, then you can relate to what I'm speaking about. But for those who have never done sales before, you have been approached by someone who does sales. And so normally it goes like this. They're like, hey, how you doing? Real quick, let me show you something. I got this right here. And there's certain things that we should pay attention to. Okay. But what I mean by 2 no's and a go and how to close immediately and get those no's and go is mainly for the fact that you don't want to waste your time. So in knowing these steps, it allows you to maintain control in this exchange of the conversation. Okay. And it allows you to remain in control no matter who it is, even if you have strong feelings involved, even if you thought that this person was a strong candidate for love, for the future, is vitally important to have a system that will allow you to make definite, strategies towards making the right decision in reference to who you're going to decide to be with, right? So the reason why in marketing, the 2 no's and a go, most people are always looking for a yes. In social media, everyone is looking for a yes, meaning they're looking to be liked. And it's very important not to be eager to be liked by everybody, okay? Some people feel like they're not liked at all, and that could be a very good thing, okay? Because that way you're not swarmed with so many different options. It can be overwhelming at times. And in this case, when it comes to sales, you need as many no's as possible, because in marketing, you're going to get 90% no's anyway and only 10% yeses. So in this case, what it does is it allows the law of averages to help you find your yeses. So what happens is, even on social media, when we're dealing with so many people that are looking to be liked and seeking validation, it causes a problem because now you have to meet their needs. The people who liked your comment or the people who liked your caption or your picture, now you feel obligated to give them more of what they like. However, if you're in control, then you want as many no's as possible, because the right people who are really down for you, not down, however, the ones who are up for you, the ones that will encourage you, lift you up, and want the best for you, those are the ones that's going to stick around because they appreciate everything that you are about. So there's no phoniness and there's no fake falsehood type of interaction or exchange from these individuals. And in sales, sometimes as a salesperson, you deal with people who are not upfront. Like, I've done sales and I've dealt with so many people who could not tell me no. They could not tell me no. Like, some of us in relationships, we don't know how to say no. I'm not interested, and stick to it. So then you get someone who is very persistent and they're like, no, now you feel bad. But in sales, because time is money, okay, and you have to look at it the same way. Time is precious. So in sales, when you're dealing with so many people, you can't waste your time on one individual, okay? So it's best to get your 2 no's and a go, meaning get right to the point. Don't be afraid of those definite answers by asking them maybe, oh, so did you want 10? Because you already noticed that they're not interested. So do you want 10 or do you want 20? And they're like, no, I said I don't want any. Oh, okay, that's great. Well, what about a gift? Because they're great as gifts. And if they say no, boom, you got your 2 no's and a go. In marketing, it's best that you get 2 no's and then you know for a definite they're not interested. However, sometimes in relationships, we find ourselves hugging onto the past, what we think we've done wrong in the last relationships, and we're trying to fix something that is really not even broken. There's certain things that happen for a reason for you to learn from. However, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to carry them on into your next relationship or your next candidate, your next prospect. Okay. So when you're fishing, because I call it I'm a love dealer, meaning that I carry myself in a way where I am here to give of myself regardless of what I get back. Meaning I know when to cut it off. I know when I'm wasting my time because I'm in control. However, I'm noticing that these marketing strategies, the same way that we're sold bullshit, we need to learn how to quit buying into the bullshit when it comes to our relationships. Okay? So, number 2, know when to quit wasting your time. Now, my bullet points on this is more so feeling lonely is just a feeling. A lot of people are caught up on comparing themselves to other people who appear to be happy on social media. Even if they are technically happy, you are not to compare yourself to other people. And feeling like, they're more happier than you and you're feeling like you need a void filled, then it becomes a problem because now you're quick to settle. And you don't want to settle. So get used to yourself in that moment and realize that it's totally fine if you are no longer with someone. That time will come. Just like in sales, you have to have blind faith. You have to be patient. Also, being too hasty to fill voids, like I shared. These are the main things that will cause us to fall into the traps of someone else being in control of you, mainly because you were in your emotions and you felt this void overwhelming you, and just the thought of being alone, which you're never alone, but just the thought of being alone caused you to feel as if, you're not enough. So now you're looking for anyone to help you feel good. When you love yourself, you should feel good regardless of who you're with or who you're not with. You should love yourself. Okay? Now, also, spending too much time on one when you're missing opportunities. Now, in reference to sales, I've done sales where I've talked to at least 10 to 15 people at a time or more. And I could tell just by looking at the crowd who is interested in what I'm talking about. So what I do is I engage with the people who are interested. And I make the other people jealous because they want my attention so bad that they want me to entertain them, but I'm already reading the body language showing that they're not interested. So what I do is I give more energy to the ones who are interested in what I'm doing, right? I make them feel special about entertaining what I'm doing and what I have for them. And so what happens is now they feel a fear of loss. And that's also a marketing strategy. You ever notice that sometimes people don't want someone unless somebody else wants them? So these are strategies that you can use to make sure that you are always in control of what you allow in your life. Also, number 3, show indifference. Don't be afraid of vulnerabilities, okay? Vulnerabilities are set in place to allow us to process our emotions. They're there for us to understand and reflect on self in a way where it allows us to be deeply connected to our higher self when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to feel something that we've never allowed ourselves to feel. If you notice, most people who have never experienced certain experiences that other people have, they have their guards up, meaning, oh, well, I wouldn't tolerate that shit. Oh, I don't know about, like they already have a judgment in mind based on what they've heard of the next person's experience, but yet they're too afraid to allow themselves to go through certain things that will bring up certain emotions. So they have their guard up already, okay? And being vulnerable is not a bad thing. It really allows you to evolve higher, okay? But most people are not aware of that because they're afraid. And then also you want to have patience and have blind faith. Patience, what I mean by that is, as a salesperson, you don't know who's going to buy the fucking product. You have no idea who's going to buy your product, okay? However, if you have a shift from 9 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock p.m., okay, you have to greet every last customer, okay, as if they were the very first customer in the beginning of the day. No matter how tired you are, no matter what's going on in your personal relationship at home, or regardless of what you spilled on your pants that day, regardless of what happened, you still have to greet every person with the open mind that I have no idea who's going to buy the product, but I have to apply these systems because they work. I know my law of averages will work out. So it's the same idea regarding relationships and finding the right one that is for you. Okay? You have to have blind faith. You are not going to know who the person is when they show up. And in some cases you may know, but what happens? Doubt kicks in. So then you have to kick the doubt to the curb, right? Because that fear is what causes doubt. And never constipate yourself with doubt, because then you just be full of shit. All right? That's one of my other quotes. I'll explain a little bit more, but I'm sure it's self-explanatory. You get it. Number 4, notice the definite no's. Now, in sales, there's body language that we are taught to pay attention to. Have you ever talked to someone who is not looking at you while you're talking to them? They're in their phone, or they're pushing their cart and they're walking away from you while you're trying to get their attention. They're ignoring you. So then that's when you say, oh, okay, so you're going to check it out later, right? Because, today it's only, $20, but right now you can get it for 10. And if they're still walking like they're not interested, don't keep begging. You got to have fun with it. I used to have fun with the people in the stores because it got to the point where I was happy to find a fucking no. Like, yes, I need as many no's as possible. Okay. It got to the point where I would even tell the people that, like, as they're walking by, I'd be like, oh, nice blouse. And she'll look at me and be like, oh, you're just saying that because you want me to come over there. And I'll say, no, I'm actually looking for my nose, ma'am. So I don't care if you come over here. I was saying nice blouse because I actually like your blouse. But thank you. But you can still come on by if you want. I mean, it's totally up to you. It don't fucking matter to me. but I was just saying nice blouse. You have to be so indifferent about it that you don't give a damn. You're just collecting no's because your yes is going to just pop up on you. And you still have to have that same outgoing, free-spirited energy about yourself where you're leading with your heart. You're not giving a goddamn about what they think. And have anyone ever bore witness to that where they came across a salesperson who just did not give a damn? They knew how to adapt to every situation, to every person that they were thrown at. Okay? And they handled it. That's me. And that's how I am in my relationships too. Okay? I know how to bounce back. Then also ask them direct questions to see how they respond. All right. Sometimes direct questions, most people want to evade the questions or get defensive. If these people are that defensive, obviously they're not your person. So then you got to ask definite questions like, so what are you looking for in a woman? Or what are you looking for in a man? And you're going to hear some things like allow them to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're going to reveal who the fuck they are. And then you have to notice the red flags right away and take your 2 no's and go. Do not try to turn your no into a yes, sisters, women. And after speaking with a few brothers over the years, I've noticed that men do the same thing. They like to change things around as well. However, that's not our purpose. We are not here to force people to agree with what we are looking for. If they do not fit the match, do not force it, right? Also, no judgments, okay? Sometimes we get into these new relationships or these new prospects, these candidates, and we're judging them from the jump, okay? Oh, well, she got 3 kids, which I don't call them kids. I call them children. However, you know how some of you talk, but she got 3 kids or he got 4 kids by 3 different baby mamas. First of all, if you come to the table judging a situation and you haven't really gotten the in-depth information about the person to really, strategize what it is that you could benefit from this person, because you should be looking at the exchange in that way. Like when you're buying something at the store, you're buying something that you either need or you want. Somehow it benefits you. So in a relationship, it's an exchange. Energy is an exchange. Okay. So just like on social media, the like is an exchange. It's currency, damn it. Okay. So if you like something, that means you're going to tell that person what you liked and they're going to give you more of what you like. Okay. Yet for me, because I post for myself, if you happen to like it, yay. If you don't, yippee. I don't give a shit. Okay? So this is how you have to be in your relationship. You have to be indifferent and you have to have no judgments. All right? Now, number 5. Treat everyone the same. Now, I know I've covered that already. However, let me emphasize that. Sometimes we allow ourselves to drag other past situations into the current or the present situations just because we're afraid. So we have to quit doing so. Don't be afraid of getting hurt. Be you regardless. Some, especially the men, they wear their heart and they have it armored, where there's like iron steel around the heart where they're not letting anyone in. That really robs you. It robs you from you being who you are, no matter what, and having no fear if something works out or not. You're not going to die from a goddamn bad relationship. You're not going to die, people. It's just people. It's just people. They're people just like you. So if you're afraid to get hurt by another person when you're also capable of hurting them too, keep that in mind, then you're stunting your own growth as a human on this planet. You are not allowing yourself to evolve mainly because you're so focused on guarding your heart. So if you're guarding your heart the entire time, but yet you're looking for clues to see if they're the right one, are you the right one? Have you been reflecting on yourself to see what exactly will you offer someone else before you judge who the fuck they are? Right? And don't be afraid to let go of what appears to be the right one. Sometimes the people who look like they're wrapped up in the perfect package, Just like when you go to the store and you buy something, right? You think it looks good. But what happens when the shit just don't work out right and the shit is broken 3 days later? What the fuck do? We take that shit back and return it, damn it. We get our goddamn money back. Don't we? And in some cases, depending on how cheap the product is, or depending on how far away the damn store is, you don't even take it back. Do we? It just sits there now, taking up space because we're too afraid to get rid of it and let the shit go. Right? So once again, in law of averages, when it comes down to these marketing strategies, you want to find your 90% no's. You want people to not be as interested in certain things as you, because that lets you know, okay, what you are willing to deal with, what you are not willing to deal with. And if they are not willing to deal with certain beliefs and certain things that you do or not do, it's still your choice. Don't rob yourself from your own choice. You are in total fucking control. When you really love who you are, you will realize that you are in total control. And it's so fun to know that. And it could cause other people to be afraid of you to a degree too. I mean, they could be a little afraid, especially when a woman takes on this demeanor, because it's not a lifestyle. This is just me. This is real shit. Like once you learn marketing and you realize that marketing coincides with real life, because that's how they duped us, and everything that we believe or everything that we think is right, or we once heard from a friend or a relative, and whatever you grew up around, or whatever you celebrated as a holiday, or whatever religion you practice. I mean, everything has been sold. And I do have a video on YouTube explaining how religion was sold to us as well using marketing strategies. Just think of Jehovah's Witnesses. They come with a smile. They knock on the door. And I'm not sharing that to offend anyone, by the way. I'm basically being completely fucking honest. All right? Now, I do appreciate all of you for coming through. Keep in mind, your law of averages, you're going to get 90% no's. When you're applying this strategy, you want 90% no's, because you will get your 10% yeses when you apply the systems consistently. You cannot stray away from the systems. Everything takes work and consistency. All right? Now, keep in mind, it helps you find your yeses. So if you're looking for a yes, that means you want to find as many no's as possible. So that means you got to explore. You have to date around. You don't have to sleep with everybody, but it's totally up to you if you do. No one can fucking judge you if you do. Just be mindful who you tell your damn business. Because most likely they jealous because you getting your shit off and nobody. I'm just saying, hey, do you? Okay. That's why I said hoe up. Happiness over everything. There's a difference between a hoe who chooses happiness over everything else, all right, opposed to a fucking slut. There's a damn difference. I'm just saying. All right. But I do appreciate all of you for coming through, for those who did stick around and listen, and for those who will come back and listen to it later on. I do appreciate you so much. And I will create more content. More is coming. But once again, enjoy your day. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. There's so many bright days ahead of us. Just keep in mind, stay optimistic, be positive, be beautiful, be you, no matter what, and don't give a shit what other people think. Once again, if you saw the photo in there in the slide, right, there's one that's called the shit factor. You got to smile habitually indifferent today. That is the acronym for shit, okay? Smile habitually indifferent today. Now, I do have some audios or videos where I break that down as well. But the point is, don't let nobody rob you of your joy. Do not. Not even yourself. Keep it moving. Keep a smile on your fucking face, no matter what you go through. I promise you, you're going to get through the shit and you're going to smile and be like, damn, I did that. Pat yourself on the damn back. I feel good. Okay? So My name is Q. You already know what I do. And also, karma is not a bitch. It's you. All right? So I'm the love dealer. I got plenty of love, but on a personal level, I ain't giving it to everybody like that. But when it comes down to these general ideas and these marketing strategies and self-love discovery, I have plenty to share with you. All right? All right. Peace, everyone.